Live and ready to ride. You know what? We're just gonna go back. There we go. Hi everyone. Welcome to the birthday stream. I am going to get absolutely shittered tonight, and yeah, okay. Oh, well, you know what? They're probably with the monetization. Swearing in the first 30 seconds. I was an idiot. All right. So yeah, we are gonna get absolutely lit and try to glue some arms on my custodes. I got the heads on most of them. The head fell off one, and we are just gonna just punch straight ahead. And thanks, Comic Safe. And we are just going to absolutely push ahead. I last week tried to glue this on the standard, but I completely fucked up and glued the wrong arm to it, so I had to cut it off. So this week I have the right arm, which is this one allegedly. I really should have read the instructions before doing this, but I did not because something I'm a dude and I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that seems appropriate. We'll go with that. All right, so my glue poke and stick. Let's rock it up. I need to drop a little glue down. Put my lid back on. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to add. So just gonna add some of this to my drink. This makes it instant spicy drink. I can't show the symbol on the back because YouTube will get turbo mad. But long story short, I'm going to be feeling pretty happy shortly. Hippie milk. Yep, that definitely tastes like hippie milk. All right, let's get going here. That glue's probably had a chance to firm up just a tad. Let me know how the audio is doing. I'm trying out a new filter because the microphone apparently is the only thing that's super sensitive on this webcam, this stupid potato cam. And one of these days, I will get myself a proper 5K cam that I can, 4K cam that I can stream with. But today's not that day. Tomorrow doesn't look good either. All right, let's see if I got this right this time. Oh lordy. Okay, we got. Oh man. Okay, I am stroking out and just completely being all over the place here with this. Okay, come on, stick, stick. Come on, do the sticky stuff. Should have brought out my UV lamp. Oh well. It's gonna get another layer of glue or paint after I get the glue to stick. So I hope everyone had a good week. I hope everyone's gonna have a great Thanksgiving this weekend. I know I'm going to. I'm barbecuing. Oh dear Lord. Yeah, no, I am making just an awful danged mess. Okay, let's get that on there. All right. Concentrate, Tony. If you concentrate and look at it hard enough, it will harden right up. I doubt it, but I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe that I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. Oh, oh, that fist is janky. I don't know if you can see that quite right, but that's jank. That is definitely gonna need some gold paint afterwards. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so give that a second to firm up. Uh, I've also got all of my Guardian spears, which we're gluing on this week too. I really should look at this picture and see how these things are supposed to look. My paint brushes out of the way. See what I'm doing. You know what, Ready Boy, you're moving to your next week's project. So I do honestly hope everyone's having a good time this week. I know I am personally. It's been a mostly good week. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I am very okay with that. So we're just gonna paint up some of these happy accidents. Oh, I guess I should have painted some of these all the way before closing out last week, but yeah, oh well. Too long, didn't read. I did not think that through. Okay, so I'm going to need, yeah, I'm using blue flash, which is iridescent for the power weapons. I'm going to need white for the standard and the edging on my power weapons. I'm going to need me bronze. Nope, no bronze. Gold. There we go. Gold ought to do it. Some gold. And what else am I going to need? I am using iridescent blue also for all of the jewel work. But you know what? I am going to need uh, ochre. I'm going to need ochre because I need to do the handles on the standard and on all of the guardian weapons, all of the exposed leather work. I've also got to do swords. These guys all come with short swords, which is awesome and irritating all at the same time. Oh yeah, I gotta move his. I was gonna do this guy this week, but I need to. I screwed up real bad when gluing him together, and I guess I should have filed it a little stronger because it's split halfway through, and now I've got this big, massive gap that I gotta fill. Not a good time. Got my big shoulder pads ready to go. So yeah, I guess we're gonna do some leather work first. 'Cause reasons. So I guess we are, you know what? Just let dirt out of there. Move that knife out of the way. Get my water ready to go. Ochre. And I'm gonna have to mix that with a little bit of earthly yellow. And there we go. Some of these paints I haven't even opened yet. All right, 1 drop of earthly yellow to lighten that up. And then I am going to, that's orange, it's gray. What have I got that's brown, brown? I've got nothing that's brown, brown. Okay, so we are going to toss a bit of bronze just to add that iridescent sheen. All right, there we go. 1 drop of bronze for a little bit of pop, as it were, and thinner. I like to imagine myself being like a slightly more autistic freaking Bob Ross, but not nearly as peaceful inside. Peace comes to those who finish their great pile of shame. I am far from there. I've still got a jar of ultramarines to finish. One day, my sons, one day. Today is not that day, though. That'll be good for the stick. Well, I'm gonna say this. This color definitely looks like liquid something, that's for sure. Maybe not liquid leather, but we are there. All right. What brush am I gonna need? That's gonna be it right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I promise I won't do that often. All right, so get that drop down in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Already making a mess. Yep. There we go. Okay, so in hindsight, I probably should have primed these all a little better, but fuck me, right? Get that on there. All right, this one, a little bit of there, a little bit of there. Oh yeah. You know what? I really can't understand how those guys on YouTube can speed paint like a motherfucker. Because me, I am slower than the second coming of Christ when it comes to painting. Alright, that's all the Guardian Spears for the moment, except this bad boy. Oh yeah, there we go. Get that in there. Can't see shit. Don't know what I'm doing. But it's okay. Alright, that one's on there. Alright, now I need to get uh, this puppy done. Really, Beth? You gonna start howling now? Okay. Back to doing this. Alright. Okay. There we go. There we go. Got her. Got her good. Okay. That is definitely brown now. Brown and round. Alright. Next up, we got to put the brown on these puppies. Swords. Painting swords. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I still don't know how those speed painters do this. Probably with an airbrush, like a normal human being would, and not with the smallest, pointiest brush he could find on his rack at the moment's notice. But what do I know? I am just some guy on YouTube putting paint on little plastic figurines because it makes me happy inside. Fuck you if you don't like it, internet. Because me, I love this shit. Oh, a poor boy is, oh. is not having it right now. Oh dear. Well, I'll just try to quiet my voice down a little bit until he falls asleep. We are okay, yeah. All right, handles painted all around on all of the swords. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got one scabbard. I got to paint one scabbard. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. That's all the brown for a few minutes. What did I set my oh, there it is. I do believe my dabbing rag is well used. All right, back to my hippie milk. Oh, I'm gonna be feeling weird in a few minutes, and that's quite all right. Uh, okay, so the next color I'm gonna need is, you know what? We are going to paint some white because I need white for my purity seals and to edge my weapons. But I've still got to paint one weapon. But you know what? That for now. We are going to go and, yeah, we're just going to edge these puppies. Because what do I know? What am I doing? All right. Let's get some white on the roll. Edge these weapons up. So apparently white looks baller for the edged weapons. Where did I put my thinner? Not that baked already. Yep, there we go. A little bit of thinner. Where's my stirring stick? Q-tip. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. All right, some white, and to do that kind of point work. No, I don't want that brush. I don't want that brush. I need. There we go. 5-0. 5-0 point brush ought to do her. Okay. And I just grabbed the wet brown paint I just laid on that. What a just brilliant, Tony. You are the man. Oh yeah. Huh. Okay, so that didn't quite go as I thought it would, but that's okay. That is quite okay. So we're still going to add some white up top here. I'm going to add a little bit more up here. So I want to see if I can get this to drip down or sort of. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to add a little bit of extra sheen to that edge. And failing quite spectacularly. Because, yeah, this is not that kind of paint. Really should buy Citadel, but I don't want to mortgage my children for that. So we use the airbrush paint. I really should ask my buddy Kevin what airbrush he uses again, because might look at getting that once I start getting some of that YouTube money going again. Oh yeah, see, there we go. That's the kind of effect I was looking. Oop, uh, that's the kind of effect I was looking for. Something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. You'll be back, but you're still here. Yeah, it's all good, bro. Do what you need to do. We are all just chilling. I really should have found a place to. You know what? We'll just hang you out right there. You can hang out right there until you are done drawing. That's okay. Just gonna channel my inner Bob Ross, painting those happy accidents. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, we're just gonna add a little bit more, just to see if we can get that drip. I believe it's how the kids say nowadays. Add that right there. Put that right on my water cup. That is going to absolutely end. Oh, look at that. Already did that one. Nice. Yay. I'm not an idiot. Okay. You know what? The 8th edition models for these had these big honking oversized power swords, and then these ones have like these tiny little, almost like Greek xiphons or xiphos, sorry. Like I don't get it. It's like they're oversized or the undersized. Just pick a direction and go with it. I'm not asking for a lot. Just pick a direction and go with it. You've got like these great guardian spears and guardian halberds, which look absolutely baller. But all of them are proportional, except the swords. The swords aren't proportional. Why? Because fuck you, Tony. That's why. I'm just gonna. All right. Yeah. Look at. Okay, they haven't demonetized my stream yet, so all right. All right. Let's give that a bit of a rinse for now, and let's go throw that second coat of brown down. All right. Yep. There we go. Okay. That's actually really nice. I like that looks. Once I get that detailed up or the contrast up with the Nuln Oil, these are going to look absolutely baller. I like the look of these ones compared to the 8th edition. The 8th edition were like pretty sweet and all, but I like this more proportional look. I never really did like the epic scale look. That always looked kind of cheap, I guess is the word I would use, but not use. Because believe me, those models were not cheap. But yeah, I don't know. It's just they seemed wrong, if you know what I mean. Most people probably don't know what I mean, but that's okay. I know what I mean. Okay. Let's see. So jealous of speed painters. Those guys. They can really just crank them out. Imagine if I could paint that fast, I'd do it professionally too. All right, let's add a little bit more brown to these scabbards. Ooh, got a beard hair stuck to that. It's not good. Oh, now I'm making a mess. That's okay. Messes are fun. All right. That's the scabbards, the swords, the handles, edged weapons. Oh yeah, I forgot I needed to paint up some of the add some more white paint to these puppies. All right, let's get this going again. All right, add some white. Oh man. So, who's got what questions this week about what franchise? Because I know the video I'm working on right now, you guys are gonna lose your minds over. I see the company's been popping back up in the news cycle lately, so I'm gonna try and ride that algorithmic high and get a video popped out, hopefully by next Wednesday, because it's taken a little bit longer than I'd imagined to do the map, which is all good. Because you guys are gonna love it. This battle is basically, you know how some of them have done maps for like a few of the battles. Like I think there was one for Star Wars or Star. Well, I did maps for both of those, but only for little bits here and there. So this one is going to be like a 30-minute video of straight map. So we're hoping that turns out quite well. All right, so actually, you know what? We're going to stand that up. Um, Screw it. We'll just hang that off the brush for a few minutes. Hippie milk. Mm. Okay, so we've got the white done. Put that brush back now that I've got that cleaned off. Now, what do you say I glue some arms onto these puppies? Uh, who's gonna get what arm? I know, I know. Um, which one? Okay, so that's my shield captain. This is the one that, yep, that's the one that the arm came off of that I fucked up. Perfect. All right, let's drop some glue. Onto the stick. Okay, so just get that glue on there. I'm gonna give that a second to firm up. And let's get ready to. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, definitely. Oh, shit. I'm making a mess. I got brown on my hands. This isn't good. All right, so there we go. So it's glued just a little bit off, but whatever. That's fine by me. I'm gonna hold this here for a second and hope to God that I don't glue my finger to it. That is gonna be just fantastic. Oh boy. I think I might have actually glued my finger to this. Oh, just another couple of seconds. Should be good enough. So, who's got what questions this week? I don't know, but it's all good. Ask away. I know that the stream's probably going to be a little bit weird tonight, but I am okay. I got that arm quasi glued on there. I'm going to set that down and hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Okay, so that's got that one. Um, Next arm I need is this one is his guardian spear. This one is also his guardian spear. Oh yeah, I could glue the other arm to this. Nice, nice. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue that arm on there once I get the first whole piece on. So I think we are just going to, yep, yep, that is definitely what we are going to do. Which way's it got that? Let's get that across the chest. Yeah, let's give her a whirl. Okay, so still got some more glue down here. Get that glue on that like that. And let's glue his arm in place. Give that a hold for a second. You know what? I probably shouldn't hold it by the head, all things considered. Okay. Give it another couple of seconds. We should be good to go. All right. Oh, yeah. I got a nice big chunk of glue stuck to my finger. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we're halfway looking good. The men, they are starting to have arms. Arms. He probably wants his head glued back on. We should do something about that. Give him a little drop. Give that a drop and give that a minute to set up. Where is the arm that I pried off earlier that I need? Yeah, there we go. That's the arm for this bad boy right here. But we'll glue that on after I get that all squared up. So that leaves this little fella here. Uh-oh, what was that? I just felt something drop. Uh-oh. Shit. Uh, I don't see anything. Oh, thank Christ. Just the lid for my glue. Uh, it's nonsense again. Arms. Okay. Back to what I wasn't doing. Oh, that's got some bite to it. Okay, back to it. I was gonna put some arms on. Oh, that's getting nice and gel. Okay, so we're going to gel that up. Oh God, if I only knew what I was doing, I wouldn't be making a mess of it all. But I don't, and I don't care. Because it's plastic soldiers. I'm supposed to have fun doing it. Okay. I'm just going to hold that in place for a second while it cooks back on. You know what? That's all good. And that glue's had a minute to settle. So I'm probably going to drop the head on here shortly. Alright, let's get his head back in there. Yay! Head. Gotta admit, they're starting to look pretty awesome. I'm proud of them. Yay. Okay. Let's add. Oh, Lex. Bollocks. Okay. Get a drop of glue on this one. Glue on. Oh, shit. Oh, now I got glue all over my finger. Whatever. Okay. Hold this for a second. Oh, come on. I'm not gonna lie. I miss the old snap together stuff. Nice. Okay. Oh. All right. You know what? We're gonna take the head off. Get this back on. Hold it in place. Yeah. Go. That on there. All right. Let's grab this head. Set that down for a second. Okay. I really need one of those model holders to do the painting on this, but I'm lazy and I don't want to print one. All right, we're going to give that a second to hold while I get it all set up. Oh man, I'm almost done. 2 whole freaking custodes. Like my shield captain's done now, which is awesome. I'm almost done the Vexillier Praetor, which is also awesome. Oh, come on. Get on there, you stupid helmet. We are not doing helmet right. Okay, I gotta lean this against something so the helmet will stay on. Who's buzzing me? Oh, my oldest just sent me a video on the TikToks. You know how kids are these days. Oh, next thing to go on these after the arms all firm up is going to be some big shoulder pads. We got some big shoulder armor, that's for sure. Who's going to have a fist? You know what? This last guy's going to have the fist. And we're okay with that. I think my other fella here, he's going to get the sword. Okay. I almost feel comfortable setting this down. Almost. Almost. There we go. I just got to let that set for a minute. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. We should be good. We are doing remarkably well considering how baked I am. That was a lot of hippie milk. I'm going to be feeling that shortly. You know, the one thing though I haven't still figured out is how to freaking dry brush. That skill evades me. And I wish I knew why, but I don't. I wonder if this guy's good enough now where I can glue his other arm on. That's actually not too bad. That's going to require a little bit of special attention, so we're going to hold off on that for last. What we are going to do is I'm going to add this guy's second arm. Well, let's make sure that my I hope everyone's rocking a good Thanksgiving, though. That's going to be key this weekend. Good Thanksgiving for everybody. That might be too much glue, but whatever. Okay. Let's oh yeah. Yeah, that looks just baller. I am in love with how this looks. I wish I could paint all the really, really fine filigree detail, but I know my bumbling ham-fisted approach would just be awful. Oh no. Oh no, I broke his arms both off. What have I done? Let's quickly get a dab of glue back on there, and I'm just gonna hold both arms in place. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Just a nice light smattering of glue. And hopefully I can get that back on. Yep, there we go. Got it. Oh, almost ripped one arm off. Putting the other arm on. Please don't come off of the pad. If this thing comes off of my pad, I'm just going to be turbo mad. Oh. So, okay. I am gonna not touch that for a minute. Holy crap. Oh my god. Okay, so I managed to get all of the arms on 4 of these that I'm going to be doing this week. Still not, I don't know if anyone's around. You guys probably weren't around for this, but I fucked up putting this one together, and there's this big fuck off gap I've got to fill with green stuff and just smooth it out and sculpt it. But I don't know how. I'm probably just gonna fill it with probably glue and then use my grinder to sand it down because I am a absolute rock banging troglodyte at times. All in good fun, of course. Okay, so we've got arms on just about everybody. What do you think? Can I add? Okay, so um, their belt is supposed to match their shoulder plate. I don't know. These all look like brass krakens to me, to be honest with you. Screw it. Everybody's getting just whatever. If they don't like it, well, you should have got someone else to paint you. Okay. Um, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, so I guess we'll just put a dab of glue up here. And put that on and hope for the best, I guess. Fuck me, I knocked its head off again. Okay, I am going to stop touching this guy for like 10 minutes and wait for that glue to dry. So I swear to God, if his head falls off for a fourth time, I'm going to lose it. Oh yeah, dude, I am. Penn Griffey Jr. is all where it's at. I've got, I don't know, but it's 99%. Hey, Suflawing. Oh God, I have, okay. He has got his on. He's going to get his little arm drop on. Let's get that dropped out there. Oh, come on. Gotta pretend I know what I'm doing here. There's actually people watching me now. Shit. Okay. Got that one on. All right, we're getting places. We are getting places. Don't touch the frickin' vexilla Don't touch. Media Zealot. Yes, I have watched Media Zealot since he put out his first video. I know that because I was heavily into watching Volgan at the time, who does like the SCP readings, and his stuff. The algorithm took me over to Media Zealot right after, and I was just like, oh, this is freaking hilarious. Sci-fi civilization's too stupid to exist. Okay. Alright, so they've all got at least one shoulder pad on, with the exception of the fucked up one. I have got so much dried super glue on my fingers, I could go commit crimes and not get caught. As long as I only use my pinky, the middle finger on this hand, and both of my thumbs. If I used any more fingers than that, I would get caught. I also suck at crimes. Seen a Star Wars videos? Yes. Um, his shit on the First Order was actually what inspired me to make the 40K versus video. You guys are probably gonna like the next one that is coming up. I'm working on it right now. Let's just say What the hell can I say without giving it entirely too much away? You know what? Fuck it. It's Reapers. You heard it here first. It's going to be 40k versus Reapers. More to the point, it's going to be Imperium of Man versus Reapers because I didn't want too many variables going into it, but piss on that. Okay, so this guy. Oh, okay. Um, Everyone's just going to get a different shoulder pad. Doesn't matter. Reapers are going to be awesome. And the best part is like 3/4 of the video is going to be straight mapping. So it's just going to be straight tactical maps. Yeah, Star Wars combat video. That one was actually a redux from my first channel that I used to have. Uh, it was actually the prototype freaking to this channel, but overall, because what I was doing is I was trying to figure out what videos hit the algorithm the best, and it turned out my sci-fi videos did, and my voice acting videos did not. So potato, potato. Either which way, it still gave me enough punch to do these ones. So what I've been doing is slowly remaking some of those videos, especially now that my editing skills are like infinitely better. Oh man, you should have seen some of my early work. Mind you, I was working with free editing software because I was too piss poor broke to afford the good stuff, but now I'm using the good stuff. As long as it's not Adobe, because fuck Adobe. Cause well, for starters, Adobe's freaking what is it? Adobe's subscription service. Like, oh man, just got ridiculously expensive. Like, you used to be able to buy like the whole package for like $400 a year, and that had all of the Adobe things. And now it's just gotta buy this one separate, this one separate, this one separate, this one separate. It works out to like almost $1,500 a month. So I just use Power Director, and it is just so much better. All right, so let's add some glue here, and let's finish gluing this guy's arm on, and then we will get the last of the shoulder pads glued on, and we should be laughing. All right, so I'm gonna grab this guy around the waist and hope for the best, because I have to join his arm to this and his guardian spear. And I gotta hold this pose for a few seconds. Kind of hard to take the Empire seriously when they invade the dead. Yeah, yeah, and like I said, my biggest complaint about the whole Star Wars universe is they adopted the most fundamentally stupid, the stupidest possible combat doctrine for the military they had. Like trying to use, oh fuck me, that actually turned out nice. Like relying on wonder weapons for using terror to hold planets. Like granted, okay, Star Wars was made like 40 years before freaking the global war on terror, and George Lucas couldn't have known, but we figured out pretty quick that the more you use terror to oppress a population, the more terrorists you create. So like to me, like that was always a thing. But like I don't know, have you ever watched that show Andor? I've caught a couple episodes of it, and it actually shows pretty well like how much it takes to drive a population to like openly rebel against someone they know can like effectively push their shit in if push came to shove. Like as stupid as the freaking Empire's weapons and their tactics are, you know, with the exception of these droids that they bring out, it's Just like, okay, your stormtroopers suck. These are supposed to be your frontline units, and like you're getting your shit pushed in by pretty simple means. Like it seems like even when they try to make battles in Star Wars, even for the sake of like, trying to make it look grand and epic and all that, like what was it like in Hoth when they invaded with the AT-ATs? You know what would have stopped that whole fucking battle? A trench. A single goddamn trench, you know, 40 feet wide and 10 feet deep. You could have run a bulldozer like an old Cat D8 ripping up a trench that big in the middle of the freaking blistering desert of the Arctic on Hoth. And there's no way the AT would have been able to cross it. You could have just sat there and dumped on them with artillery all day long. Good enough weapons and vehicles. Well, you know what? It's a it it really is trying to strike a balance between the best you could use for the most cost efficient. Because you have to remember one thing about all militaries is, even as advanced as any military is, you have to realize that 90% of that military is filled by people who are literally between the ages of 16 and 24 years on the upper end. Like 90% of your military is in that age range. And we all remember what we were like during that age. Some of you may be that age now. Um, we were fucking idiots. I know I was goddamn stupid when I was that age. Like, you could have hit me with a clue bat and I still wouldn't have fucking known. So you want to make your equipment in the army um, as simple as possible to be operated by, well, for lack of better words, kids that are as simple as possible. You got to remember the army is not attracting, Harvard graduates for infantry. They're attracting idiots like me who, barely graduated high school because they were bored off their ass. Like, like I'll call myself a spade a spade. Yes, Gumby 007, custodes, guardian wardens. Yeah, I'm putting the arms on. It's been a long, long stretch, but we are almost there. As soon as I finish getting the arm pads on, I just got to paint up the guardian spears, uh, bolters, and that's it. I'll be finally complete these puppies. So essentially, by the end of this weekend, these bad boys are going to be done, which is awesome. Because I cannot wait to put them in the magic case that my beautiful wife bought me because she's awesome. Even though technically the gift is from the kids, I guess. Um, I still can't wait to put these bad boys in there. Look at that. I know it's not the highest definition camera shot, but I'm damn proud of how these turned out. For me, being colorblind is shit, and the world's worst painter, Henry Cavill, approves. You're damn right Henry Cavill would approve. I still laugh my ass off when he admitted about having his big great pile of shame. Because if that man can have a great pile of shame, we all can. Oh, god damn it. Oh no, I glued the wrong shoulder pad. Abort, abort. Get that one on there. Yeah. Okay. Saved it. We saved it. We're good. Media zealot on the Death Star. Um, I'll be honest with you, I really can't remember at this moment because Penn Griffey Jr. is beating the brakes off of my memory. But I know my take on it. Death Star was a damn stupid idea and waste of resources. Like, even Star Killer Base, it's like you've devoted all of this time and energy to essentially what I know it's not technically a static weapon because the Death Star 1 and 2 could move around, but it's still a big, indefensible target. Like, all it's going to take is them to lure you into an area where they can literally lob, you know, moon sized asteroids at this thing. Like, I don't know about you, but it didn't seem like the Death Stars got the most impressive freaking rate of fire, even during um, the final battle in Episode 6, which is where the Star Wars trilogy should have naturally ended. That's an argument for another time. Uh, they should have uh like just instead of surrounding this thing with ships, it's like you guys have got tractor beams, you've got literally a solar system filled with asteroids you could lob at this thing because they only destroyed like what 6 ships out of the entire rebel fleet for the entire battle because it takes that long for the freaking Death Star to charge back up, shoot and fire. Like, I'm not an Oxford scholar, but I'm not a fucking idiot either. Like, you get lobbing enough rocks at this thing, and you're going to put that big stupid satellite dish out of commission. Like, even if it still doesn't destroy the thing outright, it's still going to have a lot of shrapnel coming at it, and doesn't matter how powerful your shields are. Mass is still very much a thing, and is going to completely fuck up your station. Um, Best way to destroy a Star Destroyer at its top? No, come at it straight from the bottom. Come at a Star Destroyer straight from the bottom, right up to the hangar. And it's the biggest glaring weak spot. The reactor's exposed underneath. Both of their freaking hyperdrive cores are exposed underneath. Those are what those big domes are. And it's got a big, giant, open hangar bay. That's the And on top of that, the bottom is what you've got exposed to planets the entire time. That is why the fucking Empire is stupid. Like, I don't know how that wrinkled ball sack of a psyker managed to completely fool an entire galaxy and take over, but it absolutely is. They deserved it because no sane or rational person should get captured by an empire who's so glaringly dumb when it comes to their military equipment. Christ, a kick in the shins blows up a TIE fighter. Like, you throw rocks at these people and everything falls apart. Like, they spent all that time building up them as the big bads, but oh my god, big bad my ass! Like, you got owned by carnivorous teddy bears. The Empire deserved it, and you know what? The Republic deserved the Empire. I can't remember who did the calculations, but it works out to something like 15,000 Star Destroyers in mass and materials and personnel. Like 15,000 Star Destroyers for a single freaking Death Star. I wish I could remember who did the math on it, but it's on one of those videos. I think it might have actually been Kyle Hill, back when he still worked for that first YouTube channel where he was doing it with all the magic markers and like the fluorescent magic markers. Because yeah, he worked out all the math. I'm reasonably sure it was Kyle Hill. He's a big Star Wars guy. That's actually how I got into watching him, between him doing that and the math for all the Marvel shit when that was coming out, because um, I love math. I definitely love painting more than I love math, but I love math. Okay. Holy crap, guys. I think I might have actually managed to finish this up. All right. We're going to just glue this guy's arms on. Fuck it. I'll just fill the gaps in later. Let's do it. We'll get all 5 of them put together tonight. I don't care if one of them looks janky as hell. Oh, come on. Alright, you know what? Fuck you then. You can stay like that. Janky as hell. Imperial Man is not that far from the Empire in terms of how things there. Here's the thing: is the Imperium of Man is still leaps and bounds better than the Galactic Empire for the sole purpose that the Imperium of Man is picking up the scraps of a Kardashev level 3 civilization. Like that's why the Imperium Man beats the brakes off of them, and that they managed to endure so long. Is they're literally using all the weapons and gear and tech, like they said, from a time when they ruled the galaxy for like 10,000 years during the Dark Age of technology, and that's why I think like that they're actually a lot stronger than people give them credits for, because yeah, we like in lore and on tabletop, we all it's all about space marines, custodes, and all that shit. But the thing is the way the lore plays out is it's basically the teeming masses of humanity. They're beating the brakes off everyone just at a sheer weight of numbers, and that in itself it's not no small thing. So like, but the thing is the Imperium of Man is like I said, like force weapons. They didn't just come up with that concept out of the blue prior to the Great Crusade. Like this is all technology that existed, 5, 10,000 years previous as like the best technology in the galaxy. Ormite armor, explosive bolter rounds, even though that's something we've got now, but this is shit that they were coming up with in the 80s. But it's not no small thing. Oh, I've got an extra arm. Huh, I should do something about that. Probably not, but I'm going to anyway. Okay. Shit, come on. Trying to hold that in place so it glues on. I miss the snap together arm system. Oh, so much. I also miss fast setting glue. But the thing of it is like it's not like I understand that George Lucas was trying to make an allegory for the Vietnam War using visuals from World War II, but like my Christ, you couldn't have your design team couldn't have been any more incompetent. And who's my favorite Space Marine? Oh, my favorite Space Marine. All right. I'm gonna give you two answers because I'm gonna give you my answer from the Horus Heresy era because uh, of all those books that I read, and that is going to be Nathaniel Garrow. Nathaniel Garrow is my favorite Horus Heresy era Space Marine, and well, quite frankly, my favorite Space Marine right now, even though he's not a faction that I play, is Dante. Dante is, to me, he's just the embodiment of the Imperium. He's tired, he's old, the motherfucker just wants to die. He, he is sick of this shit. He's sick of everyone's shit. He just wants to either retire or die. He's had enough. Like to me, that's like the Imperium in a nutshell. It's just been chugging along at its. Uh, it's like you put you know, a semi tractor trailer into first gear, pop the clutch, and just let it roll along. It'll just keep going until it runs out of gas. And I think Dante is long out of gas. Oh, but yeah, no. Nathaniel Garrow is my favorite Space Marine from the Horus Heresy era because like him and like guys like Saul Tarvitz and Rylanor, you know, were all about the the principle of the Great Crusade, bringing enlightenment to humanity, making humanity its rightful place. Found an STC for a blaster weapon. Uh, they would prob actually, I think somewhere in lore there already is something pretty much akin to a blaster, and it is just civilian grade weaponry. Like, there's plenty of rogue traders and all that comic safe that have got weapons that are so similar to blasters anyway, and it's just all archaeotech. Like, there's las pistols, plasma bolters, volkite guns. Like, there's all kinds of it. Like, but all I know is whoever finds an STC gets a shit ton of money from the Mechanicus. What was it? They gave the guys that found the combat knife STC a freaking planet, a whole ass planet. That's pretty baller. I wish I got a whole ass planet. Yeah, las guns. Technically no. Star Wars blasters are plasma. Yeah, las guns fire like a bolt of plasma on a laser beam, like a short burst laser beam, but essentially it's a plasma blast, and a las pistol is just a laser beam, collimated light, but in enough of a wavelength that it'll actually burn a hole through anything. Yeah, yeah, they get a planet each. That's pretty baller. Like if you find an STC, you get buku dollars, real cash money. Except if you're the Grey Knights. You're Grey Knights, you find an STC, then you fucking blow it up. Just because, oh, it might be possessed by chaos. Bitch, you are the Grey Knights. Your whole job is to banish demons. Come on. They could have had the original Titan. The freaking, oh, what was it called? Um, I can't remember the class of Titan, but when they found that shit, they blew it up. Fuck you, Grey Knights. You are my favorite faction to play on the tabletop, but you are assholes in the lore. That wouldn't have been from Gamza. Yeah, Comic Safe is on that. Yeah, Gamza. I saw the video, and like I've been watching Gamza since like 2019, but I gotta disagree with him on that. The thing is just Star Trek doesn't have the mass or the mentality to take on the Imperium. This shit, like, if the United Federation of Planets actually managed to comprehend how large the Imperium of Man was, they would be stunned into utter disbelief. Like, they know they wouldn't be able to outproduce them. Like, granted, in later Trek, like we're talking in Picard and whatnot, that they can basically, what is it, pretty much replicate entire classes of starship in massive quantities, but it still requires a huge amount of resources because the starship's material still have to come from somewhere, so they got to plug all that material into the replicator and it pops at a ship for Star Trek. But yeah, no, like it doesn't matter how fast or how maneuverable your ship is the combat radiant ranges are still going to be close enough where the Imperium's still going to be able to fill that volume of three-dimensional space with a lot of metal and a lot of firepower. And even, you know, like a lot of the smaller ships, it's only going to take one or two strikes. The thing is the United Federation of Planets sucks dick when it comes to fighting. They absolutely suck. Like if they were so technologically advanced, why did they get their goddamn shit pushed in during the Dominion War? They had 90 million dead in the first year of the Dominion War alone in canon. 90 million. They lost something like 15 of their core species planets. Beta Z. Vulcan was almost invaded. Earth got bombed like twice. Like, they suck when it comes to combat. They don't know how to fight. And the thing is the most bitch junior captain in the Imperial Navy has got probably a century of combat under his belt. Yeah, you got it right there. Painting Custodes. Oh, Gumby. Here's the thing. My two favorite factions in tabletop are the Custodes and the Grey Knights. I've got a 1700 point Grey Knight army right behind me on the shelf. I've got uh, 750 points of Ultramarines and Dreadnoughts there. And once the other half of my custodians come in from out west, once the postal strike is over, I will have close to, I think, 1100 points of custodes for tabletop. Yeah, the Federation would get stomped worse than the Iraqis at 73 Easting. And here's the kicker of it: if you see the combat formations, especially in big fleet actions, um, like I know they say it was just for like technical difficulties during filming and whatnot for the show, which is why a lot of the fleet actions were so slow and whatnot. But like even in Starfleet Command or any of those games, the ships are slower than they think when it comes to maneuvering. Like um like Imperial ships, especially the smaller ones, your falchion frigates, your cobras, your firestorms, they're gonna make absolute mincemeat of um, Federation ships. The only thing the Federation's got that's going to pose any sort of real issue is they're much more smaller maneuverable craft like Defiance, Norway class, Saber class, Peregrine fighters. Those are the things that are going to be issue, and that's only because they're smaller and a lot more maneuverable than the close-in weapon systems on any Imperial ship. And in that case, again, the Imperium's got the ability to fill a large volume of like actual physical space with a large amount of metal. That's why they fuck the Tau up on so many occasions, and how they're able to rip entire freaking, craft world fleets to fucking ribbons. Because craft world Eldar, their ships phase in and out, and they're order of magnitude faster in normal space than anything the Imperium has. Imperial Navy fighters in the Imperium of Man don't have the punch to get through because they're still using projectile weapons. They don't have the punch. If they switch it up to Hellfire las cannons, then yeah, I could see that being it, especially if they manage to do a hot shot. World War II ship versus a modern jet. Um, Yeah, no, because you're equating one to being on a two-dimensional plane environment versus one or even a 180-degree hemispherical environment or engagement envelope versus a full 360-degree engagement envelope. Um, if you had to be more, oh, if I had to guess, like, if I had to equate it to anything, it would be like maybe World War II, like heavy cruisers, destroyers, or battleships and aircraft carriers versus the first generation of aircraft carriers that had jets. not like advanced fighter jets, but I'm talking like, um, the CF-100 Canuck and Shooting Stars that the Americans had, like those fighter jets. Like we're not we're talking maybe just that much a little bit faster. Thing is those older ships still have a lot of firepower, and doesn't if even if it is a little bit faster, more maneuverable, it might have a little bit more of a kick when it hits you. You still got to get through that big impressive screen of firepower. Uh, and the reason it's 9Gs is because that's the maximum amount of G forces that an unaugmented human body can withstand for any period of time in fight. Okay, yeah, I'm probably thinking like the what is it? What is it? Imperium Aeronautica? I can't remember what the freaking Latinized word is, but I blame Penn Griffey Jr. Penn Griffey. All right, let's glue these last two pauldrons on so I could admire my stupidity. Well, not stupidity, but my poor painting job. Uh, yeah, that is. Oh, that crack in that bottom skirt just looks ugly. It's just it. The thing is the Imperium's. It's the same thing that I run into people when they think like, oh, like the Native Americans didn't invent the wheel or whatnot. It's like, no, they just went down a different technology tree, and that's the way the Imperium went. The Imperium ran into a Terminator war, for lack of better words. They had the Men of Iron Revolt, and that ripped the galaxy apart and caused the freaking Age of Strife. Well, that and the Eldar murder fucking everything into Slanesh into existence. But no, like that's why they don't use super advanced computers. Everything runs through cybernetics. Like it's basically like if you had to equip it to anything, it's the Borg. The Imperium of Man would be the Borg, would be their closest analog without the ability to adapt after two or three shots from the Federation. They're closer to the Borg than they are like behind the Federation. It's just a different technology tree. Whereas the Federation prefers individuals, the Imperium prefers a little bit more conformity, order, discipline, assimilation, servitors. And the Imperium still boasts some very, very extremely dangerous technology. Like you lob a Nova cannon shell into a small task force of Federation ships, and it's gonna blow them apart, like shields or not. Because everyone says like, oh, the Federation shields are so much more advanced than the Imperium. No, no, they're different. The Imperium of Man shields focus any incoming fire into the warp. That's why they look like it. Basically, it's like a semi portal where all that energy gets focused into the warp. Whereas the Federation shields are more like a standoff armor. You know, when that they get ablated down and worn down after repeated use. I don't know where I was going with this, like, but as people like to say, like, oh, that even their deflector shields can stop, would stop a bullet. It's like, well, yeah, if they're traveling through space, it's meant to stop, like, stuff from punching a hole clean through the ship. But you got to remember that mass scales logarithmically when something gets larger and it hits at that same speed, or even at a relative speed to that ship, it's gonna fuck that ship up. That's why ramming isn't a thing that often or really ever, except when it's thematically cool in Star Trek, because you fucking destroy your ship. It's a last resort. It's like that's why they only even ever did it once or twice in Babylon 5, because if you ram something with your ship, you're both gonna fucking die. And whereas Imperial ships, if they want to do that, well, their ship's designed for it. It's like a Greek or Roman trieme. It's meant to ram into something and cut it clean in half. That to me, that's awesome. So this week I have gotten all the custodes put together. I've got a bunch of spare parts, and I've still got to glue their swords on. But I've got 5 custodian wardens. Hopefully, whenever this strike is over, and yes, I'm aware of the Zeely sequence. Very much aware of them. Haven't read that stuff in years, many, many years. I had to really brush up on it for that last video, but I'm aware of them. But I've got 1 dreadnought coming for this team, 2 hover jet bikes, 5 Sisters of Silence, and I'm going to need to pick up 3 Blade Masters, but then my Custodes army will be complete. Not my best painting job, but it's also my second painting job in probably close to a couple years. Let's see if I can get that camera in there a little bit better. Let's see if it focuses. No. Oh, well. I'm an idiot. Well, no, I'm not an idiot, but this camera's an idiot. It's a potato. Tau Empire FTL. They really, really scraped the bottom of the fucking barrel to try and shoehorn in warp travel for those fucking blueberry bovine. Oh, I don't even know if I'll get demonetized by using their slur on here. But they really, really dug deep to try and figure out how to make those guys travel through the fucking warp. Personally, I think they should have just, said, they figured out like a short range freaking fold space system, like something a little different outside of warp, or figured out how to tunnel their own way, into the webway. Something that would have been more believable than we hitched a ride on space whales. Like, fuck me. Space whales? Come on. Like, oh my Christ on a cracker. God. Those are just, how close can I get? So there's the Vexilius Praetor. I'm probably just going to take some high def photos and post the high def photos on the community page. Because I think it's better than trying to make this potato webcam focus in on this. Yeah. Blade Guardian. Shield Captain. Apparently you can have up to 3 of them in your army, which I wasn't aware of. But I'm not about to pay $120 to get myself a Captain General. Jesus Christ, even though all the freaking points and buffs he gets. Another blade champion. And another Custodes Blademan. Hey, don't, well, you know what? Give away the next freaking video, why don't you? uh, yeah, no, I think they should have come up something with the Tau FTL than freaking space whales. That's just, that's, I'm at a loss. Anyway, guys, I really do appreciate you joining me for this week's birthday freaking stream. Thanks for hanging out with me for all of this, getting these bad boys painted and put together. Next week, I'm starting my jar of ultramarines. That is, in fact, a jar full of ultramarine parts that I'm going to finally put together and finish painting. I started that a year ago. It's not so just so I can say it's not a gray pile of shame. It's a blue and gray pile of shame. Again, thank you all for coming out this week. You all rock.